Today, let's go over Zeniko's new inflatable tube light. Yes, I did do a review on their previous tube lights, the OT40 Bi and the OT80 Bi, which I have the OT40 right here, and my kid is using the OT80 for her stuff. I just want to open this one up. This is the OT80R. So this one is 80 centimeters long, and it is RGB. I'm going to back up here so we can get the whole thing in the screen. Oh, it comes with a felt bag, like a fuzzy bag. Let me see what else I'm missing before we get into the bag. An instruction manual, and it looks like a USB-C to USB-A adapter. So my guess is the actual cord is USB-C, and then they give you the USB-A adapter. That being said, these are not battery powered, so your solution is going to be to get a battery bank or to plug it in. I use this battery bank, which has 3 ports on it and charges with USB-C, but does not have a USB-C output. There's plenty of them made that have USB-C outputs. So I'll list a few of those below if you guys want to snag one for yours. Ones like this, you can plug multiple things in at once and it will power them for a while. Definitely grab a battery bank if you're going to pick one of these up and you want to be on the go with it. Otherwise, you do need to find a spot to plug it in. Let's pull it out here. By the cord. Cord seems thicker than the other one. This is the bi-color cord, and this is the R. And the R cord is quite a bit thicker, actually. The gauge of the cord, unless it's just the rubber around it, but the gauge of the cord feels thicker. And then the controls are a little different, obviously, because you have the RGB. So we've got the up, down, RGB, CCT, and power. So we'll play with those and see what they all mean. Oh, I just lost my pump. Pump is a little bit different than the other one. Here's the other pump. This one's kind of stiff. This one's actually a lot less stiff. So I don't know if people were complaining that it's a pain in the butt to pump it in because their hands are getting tired. My hands never got tired pumping the other one with this pump. The opening seems the same, so both pumps will work with either light. But let's go ahead and just pump it up and get it plugged in. It looks like the nozzle thing's the same as on the other one. We may have an extra 2 magnetic spots on the back of it. Let's pump it up. We'll play with it then. This one squeaks. Is it supposed to squeak? I don't like that. I don't know. Why does it squeak? Let's alert everybody we're pumping our thing up. That's weird. All right, maybe it's just something that's... No, it squeaks. I do not like this squeak. I don't know if my pump is defective, but that is obnoxious. What is this, a dog toy? No. What? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My dog just came in the room. Go away, Jasmine. It's not a dog toy. Dislike this pump. You guys have got to change this. That should not squeak. I hope others don't, and this is just a mistake in making the pump. I hope that is the case. I'm hoping mine's a fluke and the rest of them don't do that. Let's let some out. I love the spot where you actually pump it up from. You just push it in to get the air to come out. Yeah, this is the one for the bicolor light. Does not make that noise. Might need to go back to these ones, guys, or fix whatever that's about, because that was not cool. That's like... My dog came in the room because he thought it was a dog toy. All right, let's plug this in and see what we got. And it's powering up and like just a warm regular light. So let's see how it is going through all the stuff here. Cops are here. All right, I'm playing around. I actually haven't read any of the manual. So this is stuff I'm finding from just me messing with it. I will go through what I've just found, and then I will go through the manual and make corrections from what I'm finding here. So here's what I'm gathering is if I hold the RGB button in, it stops. So this is just RGB settings. I can funnel through RGBs just by clicking the RGB button. It looks like I have about 8 RGB colors. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 RGB colors. When you go to the CCT, which is something color temperature, I don't know what it is, but something color temperature, CCT. All I have to do is tap it and it gets me over to it. And it looks like I'm starting off pretty cool. No, this is the warmest and it's 5 settings. So we got, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the coolest. Back to warm. And then from there, I can turn it up or down. And you can do this in RGB or in the CCT. So let's go ahead and crank it up. It's going to get real bright. So that's pretty bright. And it's on the warmest setting. Let's go cooler. That's in the middle. So technically the middle should be the brightest because it should be utilizing the cool LEDs as well as the warm LEDs, giving you the brightest that you possibly can get it. So that's the middle of the CCT. And it's pretty dang bright. So I think it's pretty much the same as the 80 by. Let's just swing over to the RGB. So if I tap RGB, it'll stick me in, we'll see, maybe it's the last color we were in. It is. So it'll stick me in blue. I'm gonna dim it down because it's looking blown out on here. So let's just dim it down so that it's not so blown out and we can just see it. Okay, that's probably better. So this is as low as it'll go and that was as bright as it'll go. So let me just go up. I'm tapping. I was holding to see if holding did anything because on the RGB, holding does something. So let me just hold down for the dim real quick and see what it does. Yeah, so it actually does nothing unless I tap it. Okay, so tapping it brings it all the way down. Before we go through this RGB and I do the RGB like fun things that are like the different modes, I did want to test real quick if CCT, if you hold it, it does something. So let's go back over there. So we're at CCT. I'm going to hold it and see what it does. And it looks like it doesn't do anything there. So CCT, you just cycle through them by tapping it. And then let's go RGB. We're at the blue. Like I showed you, there's 7 of those, so we can go all the way through them. But there's no in-between. And so I initially held it to see if there was in-betweens. And then that's what got me to discover the different effects. And I'll look in the book and see what the effects are called so we can call them what they are. So our effects are RGB cycle, flash, party, fire, firework, police car. So this is where it initially put me. It's just RGB cycle where it just kind of goes through the RGBs. So if I tap it, the next one should be, if this is going in order, flash. Yep. You could also probably use that as like lightning. We'll go party. Let's see what party is. This is party light, fire. Then we should have firework. Let's go up in brightness so this gets more of the effect. I'm going to put it on the other side and see, what do you think? Does it look like it on my face? Does it look like a fire? I think it does. I think it does a good job of looking like I'm like maybe looking at a fire. Yeah, I like that. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to switch to the next one. Some of these effects are better anyways. So this is supposed to be like fireworks. I could see that. I could see how that would work. I would mount it up high. This is me looking at the fireworks. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Did you buy it? Are you buying it? Am I looking up? Ah. Next. Police. Uh-oh, the cops are here. Now my dogs think the cops are here. Great. My dogs don't always bark at the cops. They bark when you say somebody's here. Hey, cut it out. No one's here. It's kind of nice that you can dim any of these. I have had RGB lights that have these like effects that you can't brighten or dim. Having the 4 magnetic points instead of the 2 on the previous model or on the buy model, I guess they're still selling the buy model, but it gives you just a little bit more security, I think, because when I stick it to this, it's like stuck all the way up. And I'm not worried about it at all. I think this thing's pretty cool. I hope that in the future they maybe release one with a battery built into it, a version of either the buy or the RGB. I'd be happy with that, but not having to go buy a battery pack for it. And I stated this in the bi-color one. There's pluses and negatives to the battery pack. The plus is you could have more than one battery pack that you plug it into, where if it's built-in battery and that battery dies, you have to plug in to charge that battery anyways. And a lot of times, like, that's not going to be good because you only have one, whatever. And they're going to be limited on size of how big they could put the battery pack. But for some people, it might be better to just have it all in one and not have to think about carrying along a battery pack with you and so forth. If you have the bi-color one already, you think you might jump to this one. What do you think? I like it. I think it's a cool idea. It's a cool concept. Being able to have these effects are always fun when you're doing filmmaking stuff and just coming up with ideas. Even having a light with fun effects can spark your creativity to be like, what can I shoot to utilize that effect? And that could just spark creativity. That's happened to me before, and I could see it happening to other people. Being able to create an effect on camera, like I said, it can make it so that you just come up with ideas. Like, so even just picking something like this up and then cycling through these, and you're like, oh my God, I could use that for this. And then you might. And then like, that's the next step, is you're making movies or making short films or whatever you do on camera or with a camera light or with a video light. It can be a background light. It can be an effect light. It can just be a bicolor light if you need it to be. But I do like a bicolor light that also has the option of RGB. I have several. I use them for both things, and it's great to have that in a light. So I would always pick an RGB for myself over just a standard bicolor light. That's just me. I like to have the option that I could use it as a key or a fill light, or I could throw it in the background or use it as an effect or whatever. Like, yes, very versatile light, great price point. Check them out. I'll link them below. And I hope that your squeaky doesn't squeaky, because that's a little annoying. So I hope that that was just mine having a fluke. And Zeniko, if you watch this video, please comment and let us know. Is this a fluke? Is it not supposed to squeak? I don't know. But that's not a deal breaker, especially for me, because I have the old one. So if you have the buy and you have the old one, or if you get one and it's squeaky, I bet you contact them. They'd probably replace it. But we'll see. So I hope you guys subscribe. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Do purchase from my affiliate links, and I'm just going to go shoot some more stuff and have a lot of fun, because I got a new video coming out next week that I can't wait to talk about. Until then, check out whatever YouTube recommends to you right there. And I'll see you guys next time. Go shoot something awesome. Don't forget to post your work. Peace out. Later.